I would like to invite you to a fascinating story. Close your eyes and imagine. Are you ready to witness the thrilling life story of a man hidden among the shadows cast by the setting sun? A figure rising from the ruthless forests of Colombia, Pablo Escobar. Just hearing his name echoes in your ears. This name has been etched in memory as one of the most famous and mysterious criminals of the century. But today, get ready to be drawn into the depths of the past and embark on an adventure that will uncover his true story. This story is a tale of power, grandeur, and downfall. From the very first step, it will enchant you with Escobar's dazzling rise and take your imagination beyond its limits. You will uncover the secrets behind his incredible wealth, clandestinely enter the dark world of cartels, and trigger your deepest fears. Now, if you're ready, let's begin. First, I want to take you back to the roots of his extraordinary life. Yes, you heard it right. We will explore Pablo Escobar's childhood. Little Pablo grew up in a city called Medellin. It was a place where violence and poverty ruled. Their homes were impoverished, and the streets reeked of despair. However, one day, Pablo's eyes found a hero who resisted these challenges amidst the streets filled with hardships. One day, Pablo's father told him stories of Robin Hood. In these stories, Robin Hood was an outlaw who protected and helped the poor. As Pablo listened to these stories, he felt a fire ignite within him. He imagined himself as the hero of the poor and wondered what he could do to help them when he grew up. Over time, Pablo grew up and continued to witness the poverty and injustice in the city. But the fire of heroism within him grew even stronger. At a young age, he stepped into the world of crime, starting to earn money through illegal means. He rose quickly and became influential in the drug trafficking world. Violence, betrayal, and danger became a part of his life. And now, as we conclude this unforgettable story's beginning, I leave you with anticipation for Pablo's future destiny. Imagine the moments when a little child lays the foundations of a great empire. This is just the beginning. What other secrets, dangers, and surprises lie ahead in Pablo Escobar's life? Don't you want to know? The dark night spread a mysterious aura over the streets of Medellin. Stars shone above the city, but their light wasn't enough to hide the shadow of Pablo Escobar and the Medellin Cartel. This story tells the tale of the birth and downfall of an unforgettable hero. Pablo Escobar was a legend in Colombia's criminal history. Even as a young boy, he was an observer, much like a wolf stalking its prey. Equipped with sharp wit and extraordinary charisma, he grew up on the streets of Medellin and quickly decided to rise and build his own empire. This young man was ready to delve into the depths of the underworld. The drug trade presented a great opportunity for him. The pursuit of power and wealth motivated his every step. However, he was not alone on this dangerous path. Alongside his close friends and loyal followers, he established the Medellin Cartel. This cartel soon became one of the world's most powerful and feared criminal organizations. With the growth of the cartel, the streets of Medellin became filled with tension. It was a constant state of war. Cunning plans were devised to eliminate rivals, and bloody conflicts erupted. This strife only increased the cartel's power. Pablo Escobar, in the midst of this chaos, adopted his own methods. He instilled fear and violence to subdue people. However, the cost of reaching the heights of success would be heavy. Pablo Escobar became a target of both national and international authorities. The U.S. government declared war on his illicit activities, drug trafficking, and violent networks. Escapes and chases intensified the tension of every moment. The story highlights both Pablo Escobar's achievements and power, as well as his entrapment in his own web. Like a hunted lion, his enemies cornered him. In the early hours of the morning, a sense of unease lingered in the narrow streets of Medellin. Pablo Escobar, the feared leader of drug cartels and Colombia's most ruthless crime boss, could no longer ensure his safety. He knew that he had to face the bitter reality of a fallen empire. Over the years, Escobar's reign of terror had engulfed Colombia. He had fortified himself with an illegal business empire and a loyal armed force. But everything had started to go awry. Government forces were after him, enemies multiplied, and allies betrayed him. Pablo Escobar stood on the brink of an inevitable downfall. In this chaos, Escobar's inner world was shattered as well. Once a strong and determined man, he now found himself falling into fear and suspicion. He had grown up amidst fights, raised in the tough streets. However, he had failed against the person inside him. He had built his empire not only with weapons but also with destructive thoughts in his own mind. As he fled, in a desperate house where Pablo Escobar found himself, a moment of sudden understanding emerged. He pondered the consequences of a life dedicated to drug trafficking. So much bloodshed, violence, and pain. He contemplated the purpose of all this destruction. Was it for money and power? Or was it the result of a story to mask a man's childhood poverty and underestimation with revenge? The conflicts in the streets of Medellin began to shape the next chapter of the story. Escobar embarked on another plan. He would wage war against his own government and never surrender. Death or captivity was not an option for him. It was a revenge story. If he had to die, he would take each of his enemies with him. But the circle was closing in. His hatred had blinded him. Besides his enemies, he was also battling within his own mind. He wanted his children to be safe, but their future was overshadowed. He wanted to trust his remaining loyal men, but betrayal surrounded him. Ultimately, the only way out would turn into a catastrophe for him. And when that day arrived, the streets of Medellin turned into a battlefield. Escobar fought until his last breath, shedding blood, but he was eventually defeated. The empire collapsed, and the nightmare of the drug cartel came to an end. Pablo Escobar was buried in the pages of history, along with the cruelty of the past and the destructiveness of his inner world. Today, Pablo Escobar's story still resonates with us. His rise and fall inspire us to explore and question the dark sides of human nature. Perhaps we need this story to control the darkness within us and pause and think before heading towards an inevitable end. The downfall of Pablo Escobar is a painful tale that shows how people can become their own creations and lose control of their lives. If you enjoyed my video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video. Goodbye.